Nearly 40,000 people have cleaner drinking water tonight. A long-awaited treatment plant has finally come online. WECT's Zach Solon got a tour of H2GO's new reverse osmosis plant. Zach, the water going out to customers no longer comes out of the Brunswick River.
That's right, John. A water treatment plant 10 years in the making has started processing that cleaner drinking water from aquifers hundreds of feet underground. H2GO officials say it's been a long road to get to this point. This new reverse osmosis water treatment plant is now working to process clean drinking water for tens of thousands of people in Brunswick County. H2GO Executive Director Bob Walker says the company is no longer getting its water from the Brunswick River.
As of yesterday morning, before we started operations, the water that we were purchasing from Brunswick County had the PFAS contaminants in it. Today, the water that we're delivering is completely contaminant-free.
That's because the water H2GO distributes to its customers is now sourced from aquifers hundreds of feet underground and then brought to this new facility.
And then running it through the RO process to remove the salts or the brackish nature of the water that we're pulling from, we're setting a gold standard for finished water in this area.
The project has faced a host of legal and supply chain related struggles over the course of several years. H2GO Commissioner Steve Hosmer says the project will not result in any higher rates for customers.
It's no additional cost because the county charges us for the water that we distribute to our customers, and now that we're not paying that money to the county, we're able to service the debt that it took to get this plant operational.
H2GO will flush out its current distribution systems over the next few weeks, which could result in a decline in water pressure and quality. Walker explains what the new water treatment plant means for H2GO's 40,000 customers.
It means that without question you can take a drink of water and not have to worry about the PFAS contaminants. It's all about clean water at this point.
Another step in the fight to bring clean drinking water to southeastern North Carolina. H2GO has the ability to store more than 4 million gallons of water at its facilities across Brunswick County. Next week, H2GO will collect water samples to be tested for 40 different PFAS compounds, hoping to reach non-detect levels. John?
All right, Zach, big day for those folks in Brunswick County. Thanks.